Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the September meeting of the Killeen Housing Authority. First, we're going to do roll call. Myself is present. Alante Choice is present. Matavis McLeod is present. The other two seats are vacant as of now, but I'm told they should be filled by the meeting next month. Now I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion approval of the agenda.
A second.
Okay, properly motion by Commissioner Choice and second by Commissioner McLeod that we approve the agenda. Questions to the motion?
No.
No.
All in favor, show with your sign and vote and say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen. Certain comments, members of the public may address the commission regarding any item on the agenda. Each person shall sign up in advance and shall only speak one time. And such address should only last 4 minutes. So at this time, can I see the list there, sir?
How does this work? So do I stand somewhere? My name
No.
is Sarah.
No, we're in a small room, we can go ahead and sit right.
So my name is Baruch. I had some questions regarding the sale of Moss Rose Housing Community. Again, this is my first time ever addressing a public meeting of the city before. I wanted to know, will the commission allow prospective buyers to access the property, to go into all the units, many of which are boarded up? Will the commission turn on utilities to the property? What format would the commission like for buyer proposals? How will the commission be judging such proposals? And will the commission be willing to back buyer applications for federal programs such as low-income housing tax credit?
Okay. I'm going to attempt to answer all those. I'm a little old, so if I miss one, you might have to remind me.
Okay, sorry.
The first one is that it has to stay, it's in the restrictions that it has to stay low income.
Okay,
Okay, so yes, they'll be willing to back federal programs like that.
okay,
Okay. As far as interest into the building, once your proposal among the other proposals that come in is accepted, then during your due diligence time, you'll be able to enter the building. As far as the electricity and the water, unfortunately, we might not be able to turn those on because the fire department might prevent it because there was too much vandalism over there. So a lot of the stuff was taken out of walls, air conditioners was taken, and so we don't know what loose wires or whatever would be there. Okay, now what I missed?
what format would the commission like for buyer proposals, and how will the commission be judging such proposals?
If you give me your email, I'll send you an example of a few formats.
It's all
But it's not, it don't have to be exactly like those formats. It just needs to be a clean cut proposal that we can look at and our attorneys can look at as far as accepting one of the offers.
okay. And so it's not that you want the prospective buyers to give presentations to the commission with like PowerPoint or something like that?
Well, not PowerPoint. In October, on October 30th meeting, we're gonna allow the people that put in their proposals to get up and actually speak to the public and say, this is the reason why we wanna purchase this property.
Okay, so and so you don't want us to have PowerPoints, or you do, or like what do you want us to?
If you have PowerPoint, you have to bring everything that can hook up to that TV.
Sure.
Okay, as of right now, we haven't did a PowerPoint on that TV, so I can't assure you.
Does it work?
Well, no, it should work because it's over here, but I can't assure you that other stuff is
Oh,
cool.
okay. Yeah, so if you can, yeah, email me the whatever formats you guys would like. I'm new to this, I'm sorry, I've never.
Okay,
I'm just a landlord, I've never done anything like this before.
okay, we'll shoot you something, yeah, we'll shoot you something.
And
I suggest that you get a licensed realtor, that is familiar with, commercial property.
I'm familiar with the contracts. So my name is Barach. I'm landlord to 46 units here in the city of Killeen. And I was a Killeen Housing Authority landlord. And unfortunately, when the program shut down, I was one of the landlords affected. In fact, I believe I met Mr. Adam because he was taking a video of the front door of the Killeen Housing Authority the day that I happened to go to see what was going on. So I'm just interested in.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. We have to move on.
Sorry.
Ms. Janice,
Well, since you restricted it to what was on the agenda, my question doesn't relate to what's on the current agenda.
okay, but you can email it to me and I'll answer it, okay? Ms. Brown?
Well, let's do this. I'll put together some of Janice's questions by using the Open Meetings Act that's on there. Because according to the Open Meetings Act, there is no limitation to agenda only. That is at the discretion of the governing body. It's nothing that the AG actually requires in the Texas Open Meetings Act. So I hope that as part of your discussion, that's one of the changes you'll consider making. Since tenants want to come in and talk to the board about stuff like the fact that it's been over 2 months since the board voted to allow the yellow safety striping on all of the stairs throughout the community here at Highview, and there has not been a drop of paint applied. Tenants would like to come in and address questions and concerns about their billing still that have not been answered, about the storage that still has not been answered. About all the questions they come in with, they're told that will be addressed on the following month's agenda, and the following month comes around and it's not on the agenda, so they feel like their hands are tied against talking about it. So since you are talking about changes to the Open Meetings Act and how you're going to apply that to your agendas, I would hope that you would consider doing that. Also, since you had said on your agenda that you're going to be discussing a proposal that already came in for the Moss Rose Apartments, I'd like to know how you plan to do that when I haven't seen any public advertising. And I think that puts your other potential bidders at a severe disadvantage if you're not receiving closed bids. You have an idea of what one person is willing to offer. So how is that going to be addressed to make it fair for the rest of the potential bidders? Since obviously there's more than one party interested in those Moss Rose Apartments. In order to do the most good for the people who need the housing, then you have to make sure that it's open and equal for everybody to be able to access, to put their bids in, and to make sure that the board is getting the most informed, but also the most value for that property. That's all.
That's it. Okay, well, section, you always have to talk about what section we're talking about. Section 551072 says that we can do a closed meeting to discuss the purchase or sale of real property, and it's right here in the book. So that's how we're going to discuss it, because we need to know, even though people are bum rushing us with wanting to put in proposals and everything like that, we need to be set on how we're going to accept these proposals, how things are going to go. So that's what we're discussing. Now, yes, we do have people that turned in discussions, and it also says that, hey, we can go into a closed meeting to discuss any of these proposals, hinder our negotiation ability if we was to do it in the open. So those are some of the reasons why we're doing it.
I'm not arguing.
That's how we're gonna be able to discuss that, because we're discussing the sale of a real property.
I'm not arguing you going into closed session this time.
Okay, I'm gonna explain to you under what exception.
So will you
And-
publicly come back out then and let everyone know what the process will be for submitting bids other than just reach out to you?
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I suggested to get a realtor, because whether we do it through the attorney or we do it through a real estate firm, that's two different things. So if we do it through the attorney, we can close in his office, just like we did the last property that we sold, okay? If we do it through a realtor, we have to close at a title.
What property was sold already?
What property was sold already? The one we sold for $1 when I first came back to the board, that was already voted. It was sold and it was closed.
The Head Start building?
Yes, and it was closed at the
That-
attorney's
That
office.
wasn't bid on, that was essentially donated.
Yeah.
It was donated, but it was actually sold for $1.
20.
Okay, so it's $20. But it was sold in still retrospect, even though we say it was donated. But yeah, it was still sold.
Right, well, the question more so in line with his was what needs to be included in a bid? How is that we're getting out to everyone?
We will put it out.
Through what
We will.
channels?
We will put it out through the media, through our meeting, just like we asked everybody at the last meeting, we put out publicly. Hey, if you're looking to, if you're interested in purchasing these properties, to show up at the next meeting. And then we'll allow you to show up in October to actually give us a, proposal. This is to make sure that they had the information they needed to be able to go and, contact us. As far as getting it out publicly, we will, put it out online, we'll also put it out in the news. And then a contact point to where they can go and get a detailed paper on on what we do.
Has the date for the second?
Pardon?
Has the date been for the October meeting been set?
30.
Also, you missed the beginning about my questions about the striping and the other resident concerns.
We are working on the strike. We are, but, short of us just saying we're gonna pay,
Mhm.
I gotta see everybody's name on. I spoke with, Amy last week. Was it last week? I spoke to Amy, a bit last week about it, and, now I'm supposed to set up an appointment with the VP so that we can, talk to them about getting the lines on that, but we are working on it. Unfortunately, it didn't
At
happen
what
as
point
quick
do
as
you just get a new management company?
Pardon? At what,
At what point do you just get a new management company that's gonna follow what the board is actually instructing them to do?
well, let us work through this and we'll decide that. Mrs. Barrow, well, first, that's the last person. Okay,
Sorry, I don't mean to.
since I cut you off, you can't ask for, I gotta do this the right way. You can ask for an extension and with the approval of the majority of the board, we can give you an extension.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But would you like an extension?
Oh,
Do
what?
you?
Do you have any more
are you done?
questions?
Oh, do I have any more questions? I do have one more question, if I may ask.
Okay,
May I have an extension?
Sure.
May I know, would it be possible to, there's an item for donation of remaining vehicles, would I be able to buy one?
We have not decided totally to donate the vehicles. The vehicles are being, if they're sold as is. And the reason why we haven't decided to totally donate the vehicle, because the legwork has to be done to go to Central Texas College to see if they'll even take the vehicles, and what paperwork do we have to do.
Why not the Career Center at KISD? They have an automotive department that the kids are going to school for.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we
So
still.
that's why we say we have to do the legwork.
It needs to go to the KISD more so than CTC. That's just my opinion.
We'll take a look at both of those.
KISD and CTC.
Yes. Thank you, sir. And Ms. James, thank you. I didn't realize.
Sorry about that.
Item number 5 is approval of the minutes. Y'all got the minutes, my email.
Yes.
Approval of the minutes of the last meeting. I need a motion, and a second to accept the minutes for the last meeting.
A motion to accept the minutes from the last session, August 29th.
Second.
It's been properly motion and second, that we, accept the minutes of the last meeting, which was August 29th. Question to the motion? Seeing none, please vote by saying aye or raise your hand.
Alright.
Item number 6, donation of, remaining vehicles to, CTC, or one of the high schools.
The Career Center at KISD.
Okay,
Who did that?
well, no, on the agenda, I know what you're saying. On the agenda, I got, one of the high schools, but it is a career center.
It's the Career Center.
I'm sorry for my age, but when I grew up, it was a shop, auto shop in every, school. So that's why I said one of the high schools, but it is the, it would be the career center, in KISD. So what we're looking at doing is, once the paperwork is all done, so that we can donate the vehicle, okay? Donate it as is, with the title and everything. It'd be something good for the students to work on. Do any of the board members, have any, suggestions or any, views on this?
I would say, I guess the only thing with the, donation of it is, what if they decide they just want, like, just the parts, or like little parts, electrical parts, so they need to take the whole.
It's the whole vehicle. And he's smiling on, Mr. Crockett over there smiling, because they'll never say, I just want a part. They're gonna take the whole vehicle.
Alright, bet.
Do you have anything on that? So, Commissioner McLeod, I would like you to go over to, KISD, to find out the process of, doing that, and I'll go over to, CTC, and what we'll do is we'll do a vote on this matter on the next meeting, pending our outcome.
Is there a time frame you want this completed by?
Within the first 2 weeks, so that we can, I can set it up on the agenda and everything for next meeting. Okay, there has been an update to the Open Meetings Act, and it wasn't the update that Ms. Brown was referring to, but the Open Meeting Act just came out, 1 September with an update to, how we posted, the agenda. And that update says instead of you posting it 72 hours ahead of time, you have to post it 3 business days. So, and so in a sense, this meeting being on a Tuesday, we had to post it Thursday, so we go Thursday, Friday, and Monday, so it'll be posted in time. Normally, since our meetings are on a Thursday, it meets that criteria anyway, because that's 3 business days, but since this one was on a Tuesday, it had to be, posted on last Thursday versus posted on Friday, or anything like that, in order to meet those. Item 8 is update on the plan to correct the, Railroad Commission, violations. We have, filled out the documentation that they wanted us to, update on. We only missing one document, and that is the owner's manual, and we're working on that now. Other than that, besides that, and paying any late fees or any required fees that they have for us, we fixed everything.
What documents are
The, document for, the owner's manual. Well, owner slash operator. Now, discussing the Moss Roads, item number 9 is discuss, Moss Roads, the southern Moss Roads. Unfortunately, it's not economically feasible for us to try to repair it, with everything that's going on with, the housing authority and things like that. So we've come to a pass to where we need to sell it, in order to pay off other bills that we also have. So, we've talked at previous meetings about selling it, and now is the time for us to, and we voted on selling it, so now is the time for us to, just give a small brief of what's happening with it. We noticed that, the, drywall and everything, a lot of it's gone because some people, stole the, copper out of it. And then we know that, one building that caught on fire, is being torn down, because the city, had a hearing and they asked to tear it down. But other than that, we also know that, just so for the public knows that, there is 2 buildings that would, after sold, would have to be torn down because you can't put any, apartments in it. You can use it for storage or something, but you can't put any apartments in it because of the Railroad Commission. Some rule the Railroad Commission has that we can't house people in those buildings that's closest to the railroad. So, those are some of the items that when making a proposal, sir, that you would need to know.
Those are the 2 closest to the maintenance shed.
Yes, right outside the railroad. So, since
So
the
those
main,
2 buildings aren't occupiable?
sir, none of those buildings are occupiable right now.
Well, that-
Oh, no,
But can never be occupied?
no.
If they're converted to electric instead of gas.
Okay, that's not what they told me, but I'm gonna tell you.
It was a question,
yeah.
sorry.
Oh, okay, I thought you was telling me that. I'm not sure, we can check on that.
Yeah, because the Railroad Commission is actually, the
Gas.
railroad is more concerned with the gas lines. So I think if it's converted, because the city approved the Avanti apartments that are a similar distance to the railroad track over by Destiny.
Okay,
The only difference is the Avanti project is going to be all electric, no gas. I do believe if the buyer is willing to invest the money to convert from gas to electric,
okay.
then that might make a difference.
I will check on that too. That's the question I would ask my point of contact at the Railroad Commission, since, we've been talking about, so we can get these other violations done.
why at least I guess those 2 buildings?
Right, I'll check on that, and that'll be a answer I owe at, in October when we have the people come up and talk about why they wanna do it.
And I apologize, I just asked because if those 2 can be used, it maximizes potential sales amount for the board.
Are we allowed to speak, or do we have to ask for permission to speak?
You really were supposed to only be able to speak during the 4 minutes, but because we normally have a smaller group, if you have a question, I will field the question, especially when we're discussing this, right here, I will field the question.
Will you be compiling a lot of this information, like regarding Railroad Commission and all of these things, before we are to give our proposals, or?
Yes,
This is for
unfortunately, I have to disclose that, so yeah. It'll be all in the disclosure notice.
Okay. How
have
can
to
I find
disclose.
that?
Once you put in your proposal,
Okay,
we'll give out disclosure notices also.
so it'll be during.
Because
the
it's
due
Sunday,
diligence.
when, if your proposal is, taken, you do during your due diligence.
Okay, so we have to submit proposals, and then afterward, we can find out about all these things. Yes, sir, thank you.
I normally wouldn't ask the question, but why would you wait until after a proposal is submitted to give them the information about what they need to know about the property?
Because in real estate, that's how it's done. Normally, a person show interest, and in this case, we have to accept it. But, normally a person show interest, once they show interest, you know they're serious, and then you give them a copy of the, seller's disclosure, so that they can take a look at it while they're, doing their due diligence on the building. Yeah. Was that all you had, ma'am, sir?
That's all I have for
Okay,
now.
so as I said before, under section 55107(1), the board will now go into a, closed session, to go over the items that are listed on the agenda. Once we're done with closed session, we will invite everybody back in, and discuss anything else that's on the agenda, before we close. But before we can go into closed session, it has to be done by a vote. So I would need a motion in a second, to go into closed session.
A motion to go into closed sessions.
Okay, it's been properly motioned by Commissioner McLeod and second by Commissioner Choice that we go into closed session. Question to the motion? Seeing none? Vote as the usual right, vote aye or raise your hand.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close session.
How do you bring this in?